My husband shot himself in our house while I was home, minutes after fighting with the therapist he was sleeping with. My name is Clara, I'm in my early 30s, and I'm a widow who doesn't know how to grieve. Because the truth is, I'd already left him emotionally before he pulled the trigger. He cheated with the woman he paid to fix him, asked me for a divorce, then ended his life thinking about her, not me. Now I'm taking her down with 100 pages of evidence, and the state licensing board just called me back. They said they were bewildered. This is how you destroy the woman who destroyed everything. That's how it happened, that awful sound, then the sudden, horrifying silence. I found him minutes later. I remember the smell of gunpowder mixing with the lavender air freshener I'd put in our bedroom. It was surreal. Everyone thought we were perfect. We were married for just 18 months. Ethan had this amazing job. He was a hero in our town. I was so proud of him. He was my best friend, even with the drinking problem that came and went, and the time he tried to end his life before. I can still see the calendar on our kitchen wall, July 31st circled in red. That was my move-out date. I was actually looking forward to starting over. If you're out there and you know what it's like to feel rage mixed with grief, please let me know. Tell me where you are and why my confession is reaching you. That DUI was supposed to be our turning point. He got arrested for driving drunk, and I thought, okay, this is it. He's finally hitting bottom. He agreed to go to therapy, and I felt this huge wave of hope. He was doing it for us. He was going to face his demons. He started seeing this new therapist, Dr. Vera. I remember him saying her name. Even then, something about the way he said it felt too warm. It was just a twinge of fear, you know? I told myself it was just paranoia. I thought he was finally fixing the problem. I didn't know the cure would be so much worse than the disease. She was supposed to help him. Then he sat me down and just said it, I want a divorce. I've been sleeping with someone. It was a simple sentence. It destroyed everything. He wasn't sleeping with a coworker. He wasn't sleeping with an ex. It was Dr. Vera, his therapist. The woman he was paying to save him was tearing our life apart instead. My stomach turned. I felt the taste of bile rising. My first thought wasn't sadness. It was pure humiliation. Everyone we knew would know this crazy, awful thing. It couldn't be real. It was too crazy to be real. I knew it was real, but he wouldn't tell me the whole truth. He just kept feeding me these little lies, this awful trickle truth. It just happened once. It wasn't serious. She's not why I want a divorce. I knew he was protecting Dr. Vera. The woman who wrecked our life was the one he was still loyal to. I remember begging him, crying, telling him we could fix it, that we could go to counseling, a real one. He just kept refusing. I felt so desperate. He looked like my husband, but his heart belonged to this other person. He was already gone. I knew I needed proof he was lying, but I didn't have anything yet. I just had this crushing feeling that he chose her over everything we built. I spent the first week begging him to remember our vows. Then a friend told me about this book, Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life. I read the whole thing in one weekend. Something just clicked. It was like waking up. I suddenly saw I was begging for a person who was already gone. I stopped shrinking myself down. I stopped asking him to choose me. That desperation turned into this cold, hard clarity. I realized I was negotiating with an empty chair. I found my self-respect pretty quickly after that. That book saved me, even if the end of the story was still terrible. For 6 weeks we lived in the same house, but we were ghosts. We were separated, just existing in this unbearable tension. I was counting down the days till July 31st, the date circled in red on the calendar. That was the day I was going to move out. I was so excited for it. I wanted the chaos to stop. I wanted freedom. I wanted my own quiet life back. I was so focused on that date, on leaving the marriage, on starting fresh. I had no idea that I was actually counting down to a completely different ending, that I was counting down to everything shattering. It was early July. He came home after a fight with Dr. Vera and a night of heavy drinking. I was in the house. Then I heard it, the gunshot, just one. Minutes later, I was there, finding him, my husband, my betrayer, the man I was technically married to. There was the smell of gunpowder over the lavender air freshener, just blood and silence. The shock was total. All the chaos from the last 6 weeks suddenly stopped, replaced by the unreality of death. Then the police came, the coroner. I had to give statements. I was moving like an automaton, just answering things. I remember the sound of the coroner's plastic gloves snapping on, too loud, too official. Ethan's coworkers were devastated. They only knew the hero he pretended to be. Now I was a widow, but not the nice kind people feel sorry for. I'm the woman whose husband killed himself after cheating with his therapist. The judgment is silent, but it's everywhere. People look at me and I know exactly what they're thinking. I did grieve hard at first. The first 2 weeks felt like a blur of pain. But then it started to feel wrong, like I was mourning a character, not a person. In the months after he died, I found so much. Emails, more lies, proof of a huge double life. I realized the Ethan I married was a performance. He was a complete stranger. It makes the grief so confusing. I still have this one memory of his real laugh before everything broke. I cling to it because I need to believe that person existed, or none of this means anything. I'm grieving a stranger. I try to remember the happy times, the good stuff from the 6 years we were together, but I can't. It's like the memory has been scrubbed. All I see now are the red flags I ignored back then. The mood swings, the vague depression he wouldn't explain. I just thought, that's love, you fix them. Our marriage was supposed to be forever, but it only lasted 18 months and it feels like a hallucination, like it never really happened. I feel so stupid for believing in something that didn't exist. The anger is still there. I'm mad at Dr. Vera, obviously. I'm mad at myself, but mostly I'm mad at Ethan for leaving such a huge, awful mess, and for one thing that cuts deeper than the cheating. He didn't think of me at all when he did it. His final moments were about Dr. Vera, a fight with her. I was right there in the house and he didn't cross my mind. That rejection, that final proof that he chose her even in death, is the wound that won't heal. It's what drives me now. It's only been 3 months, but it feels like a lifetime ago. I go to work. I smile. People say I'm so strong, but I know some of them think I've moved on too quickly. They don't get it. I was already done. I had already mourned the marriage before he died. So is this new feeling grief for him, or just grief for the idea of a life I was supposed to have? I don't know the answer. All I know is I can't remember being happy with him, but I sure as hell remember being angry with him. I stopped looking for closure from Ethan. He can't give it to me. So I started looking for war against Dr. Vera. I went through everything. Emails, texts, hotel receipts. Every lie he told me was right there in black and white. It was meticulous. Some people would say it was unhealthy, but I call it justice. I put every piece of evidence I had into a folder. It started small, then grew to 20 pages, 50 pages. It just kept piling up until I had over 100 pages of evidence. The next step was figuring out how to use it. I had to learn the rules of the game against someone who should be untouchable. I spent weeks researching how to report a therapist. I learned all the legal words: dual relationship, duty of care, boundary violation. I needed more than just texts. I needed a real case. I had to prove she caused harm. I gathered the police report, which felt too smooth and official for a terrible truth. I was building a case not for myself, but for every vulnerable person she might hurt next. I thought for sure a lawyer would jump on this. Wrongful death, malpractice, something. But every lawyer I called said the same thing. They wouldn't touch it. They said I couldn't prove Dr. Vera directly caused the suicide. Ethan was already sick. They said therapy practices don't insure against sexual misconduct. The system was designed to protect her. I could feel the walls closing in. I had this huge stack of evidence, but nowhere to take it. I just wanted someone to fight. Then one lawyer finally said he'd take the case. He was honest, though. He said there probably wasn't much money involved and he couldn't guarantee anything. But he offered to draft a letter, a personal letter, just to put the fear of God into her. He said we could see if she'd settle privately. The money doesn't matter to me. I don't want her money. I want her to feel what I felt. I want her to be afraid. I want her to know she's hunted. I might do it, but only after the board complaint is finished. I don't want to give her any warning. I got my 100-page dossier ready. It had everything. The texts, the emails, the police report, my cover letter explaining the betrayal and the suicide. I submitted it all to the state licensing board. It felt like I was handing over the entire ruined life we had. It felt good to finally do something real, something concrete. Then the worst part started, the waiting. I finished my job. I had filed my complaint. And now there was just a heavy, deafening silence. Nothing else happened for a very long time. It was 2 months of nothing. No email, no callback. I checked my junk folder every single day. I started to spiral. Did they even get the file? Are they ignoring it? Maybe they looked at the 100 pages and decided it was just a bitter widow making trouble. I worried they would protect Dr. Vera. I worried the entire system was just too broken for me to get justice. I worried I wasted months building a case that would just disappear. While I was waiting, Dr. Vera was moving. She contacted me saying she wanted to offer condolences, but I knew she was just fishing for information. She even filed FOIA requests with the police and called the coroner. She was terrified I knew something, and she should have. I watched her flail. I didn't respond to her. I knew the truth was coming for her. Seeing her desperately try to figure out what I had was the only satisfaction I got during those quiet months. I felt nothing, just a cold focus. Then, 5 months after Ethan died, my phone rang. It was the state licensing board. The woman on the line sounded shaken. She said, and I quote, they were bewildered by this case. Bewildered. She called it a high-priority case with many violations and said it was moving to prosecutions right away. My hands were shaking. I finally had proof they were taking it seriously. I knew in that moment it was real. They believe me. Dr. Vera is about to be exposed. The whole awful truth is finally coming out. The board explained the process. Dr. Vera is going to be notified soon. She'll lawyer up and has 60 days to respond. It all goes before a judge. Then the woman said the thing that made my heart race. It's unlikely she'll get anything less than public discipline. That means whatever happens to her, it gets posted online. On her website, it's searchable. Her name will be tied to this forever. That felt like the real victory. There was a bonus piece of information they told me. If Dr. Vera tries to contact me after she gets notified about the complaint, her license is automatically suspended. I love that. I can picture her reading the formal notice and freaking out. The panic, the impulse to call me, to beg or threaten or try to negotiate the evidence. All she has to do is pick up the phone and call me one time, and her career is instantly over. I really, truly hope she's stupid enough to try it. I need her to feel that fear. The board said that public discipline is actually rare. It's usually saved for only the most egregious cases, sexual misconduct with vulnerable patients, harm resulting in death. My case qualifies. That means Dr. Vera's name will be put on a public record forever. Every single future client who Googles her will see she's a disgraced therapist who slept with a suicidal patient. It's a scarlet letter in the digital age. That's better than any money. That's permanent. She can't erase that. I have a plan when the board is finished. Ethan and Dr. Vera were both known in our community. His death was even reported outside the obituary. Once the official discipline is public, I'm going to send the results and a copy of my 100-page complaint to every local and state news outlet. The headline writes itself, doesn't it? I'm being patient. I've waited this long. I can wait a little longer. But I am making sure the whole world knows exactly who Dr. Vera is and what she did. Right now, she's still living her life. She's still married. She's still practicing therapy. I look at her website sometimes. It's got all her credentials, her specialties, glowing testimonials. People still trust her. They walk right into her office thinking she's going to help them. I think about those vulnerable patients. It makes me sick knowing what she's capable of. But I know she won't be living this normal life for much longer. The clock is ticking down on all that credibility. It's a matter of time now. For the first time since everything happened, I feel something like peace. It's not happiness, and it's definitely not closure, but it's the certainty that I did everything I could do. I fought the system that tried to protect her. I honored Ethan's memory, the part of him that was truly sick and needed help, by making sure Dr. Vera won't hurt anyone else. It's not the end I wanted, but knowing I stood up and fought for justice, that's enough for me. That's a kind of peace. The grief is complicated. This week, I made the mistake of reading back through the last 3 years of texts between Ethan and me. We used to text all day, every day. It was mostly normal, sweet stuff. But then I saw the same arguments popping up again and again. I love you, followed by, we need to talk. The same promises that were never kept. I saw the underlying dysfunction underneath the affection. It makes me question everything. Did I see it then and choose to ignore it? Or did I just not realize how broken we really were? It's hard to tell now. The happy memories are finally coming back to me, but they feel poisoned. I remember our honeymoon and the way he held me, but now I remember that he was drinking heavily during that trip too. I remember the joy of him proposing, but I also remember it happened right after a relapse. Every good moment I cling to is now a crime scene. I'm like a detective going over every joyful picture and finding the red flags hidden in the background. It makes me feel sick and empty all at once. The hardest part, harder than the blood, harder than the gunpowder smell, is that I can't talk to him. I can't confront him with the evidence I found. I can't show him Dr. Vera's lies. I can't ask him why he chose to protect his mistress, that terrible woman, more than his own wife. The conversation I need most in the world is impossible. Death stole my closure. He left me alone with all the questions, and there's no way to get the answers now. Ethan left such chaos behind. Financial loose ends everywhere. I have to explain to people why my marriage only lasted 18 months. Friends don't know if they should talk about him or avoid his name. And Dr. Vera is still out there, still dangerous. He probably thought his suicide would be the end of the drama. He was wrong. It was just the beginning of a whole new mess I have to clean up. It never ends. The thing that haunts me is what he was thinking about right before he did it. He had fought with Dr. Vera, then drank himself blind. He came back to our house, to the room where I was sleeping, and then he pulled the trigger, thinking only about that woman. I was just feet away and he didn't cross my mind. He protected her even in his final thoughts. That absolute final rejection cuts deeper than the affair ever did. It's the betrayal that won't heal. It's the reason I'm still fighting now.
I go through life and I'm successful, I'm functional. I even feel a kind of peace sometimes, but nothing has meaning. Coffee tastes like nothing. Sunsets are just light. My friend's laughter sounds far away, like I'm listening from underwater. Ethan didn't just take his own life.
He took my ability to believe in anything permanent. He took away the belief that love is enough to fix things. I'm hollow now. I'm a ghost in my own story. The board is still working on the case. Dr. Vera has no idea the reckoning is coming for her. The clock is ticking down to the moment she opens that letter. I imagine the blood draining from her face when she realizes everything she built, her whole trusted career, is about to crumble. I don't feel joy about it. I don't feel satisfaction or happiness. I just feel necessary, like I'm a force of nature, a reckoning personified. My final realization is that Ethan and Dr. Vera thought they were so clever. They truly thought they had hidden their affair, that nobody would connect the dots. But I found everything. The evidence was overwhelming. They fooled no one, not the community, and definitely not themselves. Dr. Vera will face the consequences that Ethan escaped through death. I don't know if he is at peace. I hope so. But I know for a fact that I won't rest until Dr. Vera's reckoning is complete.